Hey guys, welcome back and thanks for tuning in. This is your number one destination for World Cup 2026 match breakdowns and highlights. So hit that subscribe button right now and let's get into it, because we have one of the most dramatic, most nerve-shredding, most breathtaking quarterfinals in World Cup history to break down from Miami, Florida. England defeated Norway 2-1 after extra time at Miami Stadium on Saturday. And the man who delivered England into the semi-finals for just the fourth time in their entire history, the man who has been the heartbeat of this entire English campaign, was Jude Bellingham. 2 goals, both from dramatic moments. One in first-half stoppage time, one in the 3rd minute of extra time, pouncing on a goalkeeper error to prod home the most precious, most important goal of his entire career. England 2, Norway 1 after extra time. The semi-finals await. And 60 years of hurt keeps on ticking down. Let's break it all down. Before we get into the goals and the drama, we have to understand what both these nations brought into this quarterfinal, because the context makes everything even more extraordinary. England, through 3 consecutive dramatic comebacks at this tournament against DR Congo, Mexico, and now Norway, arrived in Miami as a team that seemed to thrive on the knife edge, a team that could never make things easy but always, somehow, found a way. Thomas Tuchel had expressed frustration after the Mexico win about the manner of England's performances, the conceding of early goals, the inability to control matches, and coming into this quarterfinal against Erling Haaland's Norway, the pressure to finally produce a commanding display was enormous. Harry Kane with 6 tournament goals, Jude Bellingham growing more influential with every match, Bukayo Saka returning to the starting lineup after being introduced at halftime against Mexico, and Jordan Pickford, who had already been one of the stories of this tournament with his heroics against DR Congo, setting a new record by overtaking Peter Shilton as England's all-time leading appearance maker at the World Cup in this very match. Norway, on the other hand, came to Miami as one of the tournament's most beloved and compelling stories, a nation playing their first World Cup knockout football this century. Erling Haaland having scored in each and every one of his 4 appearances at this tournament with 7 goals in total, and Martin Odegaard and Andreas Schjelderup providing the creative spark around him. Norway had already eliminated 5-time champions Brazil. Now they wanted England. And from the very first whistle, they showed they had absolutely everything needed to get the job done. And in the 36th minute, Norway struck. A swift, incisive Norwegian move broke down the right side of England's defense, Schjelderup arriving perfectly at the back post to steer the ball inside the far post past Pickford. 1-0 Norway. Miami Stadium was buzzing. England were behind again. The old patterns of this tournament re-emerging. Haaland had been involved in the build-up, his presence dragging defenders across and creating the space for Schjelderup to exploit. The Norwegian supporters were singing, and England looked rattled. Kane had a neat dink over the goalkeeper that was ruled out for offside, which only added to the frustration. But then in the 1st minute of first-half stoppage time, Anthony Gordon, the Newcastle United winger who had already been one of England's most decisive impact players at this tournament, drove forward down the left, slipped a precise pass inside to Bellingham, and the midfielder shifted the ball onto his left foot and placed it perfectly into the bottom corner past Nyland. 1-1. England level before halftime. Bellingham sliding on his knees in front of the English end of Miami Stadium. His 4th goal of this entire World Cup, his first taking him level with Mohamed Salah and 6 others in the goal-scoring charts. Tuchel brought on Saka and Ebereki ease at halftime, adding pace and creativity, and Pickford was immediately called into action in the second half, tipping over Sorloth's effort and then producing a magnificent parrying save from a thunderous Haaland header around the post. And then Norway thought they had restored their lead, Hegem converting the rebound after Pickford parried Sorloth's shot. Norway were celebrating wildly, but VAR intervened. Replays showed Haaland had pushed Levi Colwill before the corner was taken, a push that had directly affected England's ability to defend the set piece. The goal was disallowed, the corner was retaken, and Norway's players were absolutely furious. Haaland's father Alf Inge, watching from the stands, was equally incensed. Nusa had a shot on goal in the 85th minute that forced Pickford into another save. England and Norway were still level at full time. 90 minutes not enough. Extra time awaited. And in the 3rd minute of extra time, the moment that sent an entire nation into celebration, Eberechi drove forward with real intent. His long-range shot struck Nyland's hands, and the ball broke loose. And before Nyland could recover, Jude Bellingham pounced. The midfielder, composed, instinctive, clinical, prodded the ball home from close range. 2-1 England. A goalkeeper error. An opportunist finish. Bellingham's 5th goal of the tournament. And England held on through a frantic, physically exhausting remainder of extra time. Norway throwing every last ounce of energy forward, Holland shooting wide, Nusa firing over, until the final whistle confirmed it. England are in the semi-finals. Full time and extra time. Norway 1, England 2. And what an extraordinary match it was from first minute to last. Bellingham is now the first midfielder in England history to score 5 goals in a single World Cup campaign, an achievement that puts him alongside the greatest English World Cup performers of all time. Kane's 6 goals have equaled Gary Lineker's tally from 1986, the second highest ever by an Englishman at a single World Cup. Pickford, setting the all-time England World Cup appearance record, was heroic once again in keeping Norway's attacks at bay. And England march on to the semi-finals where Argentina and Lionel Messi await in Atlanta on Wednesday, July 15th. Argentina versus England. Messi versus Bellingham. The rematch of history. For Norway, Erling Haaland scored in all 4 of his World Cup appearances with 7 goals, the most any player has ever scored in their debut World Cup tournament since just Fontaine's legendary 13 for France in 1958. Schjelderup was outstanding. Odegaard was majestic. And Norway leave this tournament having lit it up completely and having come within moments of reaching a World Cup semi-final in their very first knockout tournament since 1998. Ståle Solbakken has built something truly special. The 2026 World Cup semi-finals are here, and they are going to be absolutely electric. If you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that like button, share this video with all your football-loving friends. Hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our World Cup content. I will see you in the next one. Let's go.